Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nevermore Nerds podcast. It is I, your favorite bard, and I'm very allergic to ragweed, it turns out. Joining me, as always, is the co-host who likes burnt toast, Dare Bear.
I am also allergic to. I'm dying. I'm
Yeah,
dying, Bard.
it's not pleasant, dude. Like this is the worst. I feel like the robot overlords, when they eventually take control, will have that one advantage over the rest of us, that they aren't affected by pollen and such. And speaking of robots, a robot made most of our presentation today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even though they're gonna be superior in the fact that they don't die from allergies,
Yeah.
they're not gonna do so well in the Yugi Mans. I don't think.
Nah, of course not. I beat like the AIs all the damn time. They don't know how to deck build. They don't know how to check for bluffs. uh
Uh,
the Siggy bot has joined us in the chat. Hey Siggy, how are you? Uh yeah, but like the robot overlords of the future don't know how to deck build, and they don't know how to check for bluffs. They have this tendency to build anime style, which is just like a pile deck with the best cards to run one ofs. And yeah, overall, I mean, I can say with absolute certainty that every time that I went up against an AI in like any Yu-Gi-Oh video game ever, I made that AI, like realize just how superior I was. Hair raising narratives and Pimp Demon have joined us also. Welcome, guys. Today we're looking at AI Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Dare bullied an AI to make a presentation for us today, and we're gonna see what this AI thinks Yu-Gi-Oh cards are like.
and yes, Siggy, AI generated art is a thing. It's recently been a thing between or among uh, bigger Yugi tubers where they've just started showing some of them that are funny. So I figured, well, why don't we do that? Because some of these I picked out, they're horrible, and some of them are great. So we're gonna have a mixed bag of nuts here, and it's gonna be great.
Mixed Nuts is the title of the opening theme for Spy Family. Additionally,
It's
uh,
also the opening song on our new album coming out. We don't have an album
no,
yet.
we don't have an album yet. We're working on it though. We'll get there.
Oh yeah,
But what was I gonna say? Is
mixed bag of nuts. Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
you
Mixed
just
bag of nuts.
we have a what's it called, a cat named Goblin that my wife adopted in Mexico, and we have a song where where all we do is, instead of vocals, we have Goblin just screeching into the microphone. We call it Mexicat. Um, it's really good. Additionally,
Anyways,
I just want to say, like, I'm mixed whenever it comes to AI art, because I am an artist. I used to draw comic books for a living, and for me, it just feels kind of wrong. Like, I
I
understand
feel
the
like a lot of artists are with you there
yeah, like
because I had a discussion with some of I think it was actually like, some of the people that are friends with Gamma and Vex and Siggy and the people we had on here,
mm,
where it's is AI art actually art? Like, can you claim that? Because it doesn't technically have an artist that's a human, and it's weird, and some of it looks cool. I
yeah,
think it looks cool,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just the whole kind of, does it count because it was
Right. Like,
done
it
artificially?
looks good. I mean, like, some of it looks good. One thing that makes me laugh is that one of the hardest things to learn as an artist is how to draw hands, and it looks like AIs struggle with that just as much. It's actually kind of hilarious. But for the most part, it's just basically the robot is like scanning a bunch of stuff that hits all the keywords that you put into it, and then just assembling a construct based off of everything that it saw, right? So some people don't even consider it like it's art. Some people actually are starting to lean towards the fact that it might even be considered plagiarism a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's a story for another day. Like me personally, I think it's cool. I don't think that we can that it should replace the traditional jobs for artists.
Yeah.
Because there if there's one thing that the AI can't replicate yet, it's the feeling that goes into something. Like
And the hands.
yeah, and the hands. So let's move on to the first Yu-Gi-Oh card here. See what we got. Slide 2, come on. It says Evil Swarm Thanatos. I feel like that's something that exists already. So it's a rank 6. It's a Xyz monster, dark attribute, fiend. It says materials 2 level 6 fiend monsters. Once per turn during your standby phase, detach 1 or 2 materials.
Yeah, it's I think you can see why I put this one on there. It's a pretty good effect, pretty good attack and defense.
I like how it has the detach cost, but it does nothing in exchange.
That's what I love. Like I said, we're gonna play this little game where I tell you to look at the card and tell me what's wrong with it. But I think we already know what's wrong with this.
Yeah, this one like does nothing. It's basically like a 2200 beater that requires 2 level 6 monsters, which usually level 6s will have decent stats themselves. So you're trading 2 potentially better cards for this one that's got mediocre stats and what's it called, requires a detach during the standby phase, which means that. But here's the thing, though. It detaches material for itself from itself, but it doesn't have a clause that it destroys itself or it
No,
leaves the field.
that's the thing. You detach 1 or 2 materials,
What
and
happens if you
then what?
can't? Like what happens if you can't? Like nothing happens if you can't. It just doesn't do it.
You have to sit there and call a judge and wait for the game state to resolve. After 2 turns, this becomes a problem, but not a problem for you or your opponent.
Yeah, it it's just a problem with the rules. Uh, I-
It is like you said, it does look like the Evil Swarm characters. I think it may actually borrow from another card because it looks to me like the Fabled archetype. Like that looks like Fabled, or not Fabled, like the Fabled unicorn, but like the evil version of it. You
right.
know what I'm saying? And it's got the little dudes flying around it. I don't know. It looks familiar.
Yeah, I mean
And
the artwork looked pretty spot on, which is why I was like, wow, this is a real thing that exists, because like I was having a hard time thinking that that an AI came up with this. I was like, that's not possible. I
and
was
that's
like, this
some of
looks
the artwork. Some of the artwork is like that, where it's like it looks like you just took another card's art. Which
right.
I told you there is one like that later on. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, so this one,
good card.
it is a rank 6 out of 10.
It's a rank 6 out of detach.
Yeah, out of detach. Let's move on to the next one. This one, the art looks a little more like, okay, yeah, an AI came up with this because this doesn't look like real Yu-Gi-Oh art. It says Cloudian Drencher, which is a water attribute, level 3 fairy monster with 1000 attack and defense. And its effect reads: if this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute one face-up Cloudian monster, and if you do, special summon this card. Okay, that's a pretty basic revival effect. You can only use this effect of Cloudian Drencher once per turn. Oh, once per turn clause. The AI got that one pretty spot on. If this card is tributed, you can target one Cloudian world you control and one Tyrant world. I don't think those are real cards. Your
Nope.
opponent controls, banish them both. And if you do, special summon this card. This card special summons itself by 2 different ways. Then, if any monster is banished, this card is banished. What?
So there's a couple things with that effect that don't really make too much sense to me.
Yeah, I'm like
It's very specific on that second summoning that your opponent has to be playing Tyrant World, or you have to give your opponent Tyrant World.
I keep picturing that would end up being a little bit like the Valence field spells. You know, like the activating one activates the other on your opponent's side of the field.
Yeah, or like a set rotation type thing where you give it to your opponent and then hope that they activate it.
Right. So it's it- it's a lot. I mean, so it's an extender. Firstly,
Yeah,
the first effect to extend, you would have to tribute a monster, which is kind of like, you know, you could take it or leave it. So that would just basically put it in the mediocre spot, like that unless the monster that you tributed has an effect that triggers off being tributed,
which none of the Cloudians do.
which none of the Cloudians do. It's just kind of whatever. The second one, if you can force your opponent to have Cloudian World or Tyrant World,
No, it's if your opponent controls Tyrant World.
okay, so
Because
if you
it's very specific that you have to have Cloudian World and your opponent has to have Tyrant World.
so if you can force that game state to be a thing that exists, then this is just a free extender. However, I
But if
question
any card gets banished at all, this card gets banished.
then this does nothing. Which banishment is just like such a common mechanic these days that I almost I don't know how to feel about this card. I feel like it's unplayable at best.
It gets outed by Cosmic Cyclone.
I'm like, this card does so much nothing.
It's it's a level 3 with 1,000 attack, 1,000 defense. It doesn't have the normal Cloudian archetypal effect of if it's in defense it blows up. So that's kind of cool, but
Yeah.
it's just it's not good.
I like how Pimp Demon's like, I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh, but I know that sounds dumb. I was like, yeah, it's pretty dumb. I was like, this does nothing at best, and like at worst, it can't even be activated. So, let's move on to the next one before this makes my head hurt anymore.
It's a cloud out of 10.
Yeah, that's a cloud out of 10. This is Sakuro, the Wind of Wisdom. It's a wind attribute level, what's that? 3, 6, 8? 8 ritual effect
Yep.
monster, warrior. 2700 attack, 2400 defense, and it says you can ritual summon this card with Endymion's Induction. And if this card is ritual summoned, you can draw 2 cards. Ooh, that's good. Once per phase. It doesn't even tell you which phase
Once
it is.
per phase.
So like during every phase you can activate this? Dang. You can
Once per phase.
you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Whoa, holy cow, this thing is good.
Yeah, this is the secret rare in the next set that everyone's going to pay a shit ton for.
Okay, so firstly, it's a ritual monster, which, you know, like, and on top of that, it's a ritual 8, which that's pretty common. You know, you can actually, like, set yourself up to do that very easily.
Yeah, Ben 10 and then one other card.
Yeah, Benton and one other card. 2700 attack, that's beefy. You like that. It's a warrior. Warriors are notorious for being searchable. What's it called? And
I think it's the first card that has a once per phase
it's
clause
the first
on
card
it.
that has a once per phase clause, so you can search it. And on summon, it draws you 2 cards. That's already good. If it had stopped there, I would have been like, that's good. But then once per phase, doesn't matter what phase, you can return one face-up monster your opponent controls to the hand. So like, let's say that you don't do anything other than summon this thing. You're probably gonna summon it on your main phase 1 if you can swing it. Already,
If your opponent does not get rid of this,
yeah.
you are bouncing 1 for the draw phase, 1 for the standby, 1 for maiden phase 1, 1 for the battle phase. It's a fucking board wipe.
This thing is
You're
the
bouncing
most
6 cards.
this is the most contrived board wipe that exists because, like, you know, most board wipes would do it all at once, But this one's all like, you know what? Once per phase, you're just gonna have to enter each phase individually in order to be able to activate this effect.
Also, it's apparently it's part of the Endymion archetype
Yeah,
because
for
it takes
some
Endymion's
reason.
induction. It looks like it has nothing to do with the Endymion archetype because they're
No.
all wizards. This is a warrior,
This is
and
Endymion when he gives up magic.
when magic failed me, I started kicking.
I read like in very D&D terms, you know, like I ran out of spell slots, so it's time we do things the old-fashioned way with some kicks to the face. Uh, I gotta hand it to the AI. The art looks very Yu-Gi-Oh. This is a very Yu-Gi-Oh looking card.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's broken as hell.
Oh, it's
But
broken as hell. Like
yeah,
when I read once per phase, I was like, okay, that's not gonna matter. And then I read what followed. I was like, oh, that matters a lot.
yeah. Like I said, a lot of these, it's like the AI tried and then just kind of barely missed the mark. It either made something horrible or something broken.
Yeah, this falls into the broken category. I would say this is wild. This is a level 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a draw two, bounce 6 out of 10 for me.
All right, let's move on to the next card. This one's a trap.
Speaking of floodgates,
A balance. It is a continuous trap, and it says each player can only control one face-up monster on their side of the field. Huh. Okay. Uh, Firstly, I think that the art is very fitting. Secondly, you know what? I don't even consider this as a stretch for it being something that could exist.
yeah, it's kind of it's like kaiju's kind of
Yeah,
where you can only control one each.
right, a little bit.
So
I could 100% see this existing in a trap deck. Um, like for example, I kind of right now the trap tricks got all of their support. I could see you running like like running your trap tricks deck, getting to your Sarah, and then just placing this in the back row, and then just saying to your opponent, all right, good luck, and just
well,
like doing your trap cards or whatever.
I'm pretty sure like some trap monsters can get around this because they're still counted as traps
Right,
when special
right.
summon.
Very true.
So I mean,
Yes.
maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know,
But as far
but
as floodgates go, I mean, I'm like, this is a really, really solid one.
it kind of looks like relinquish esque in
Uh,
its design, and I like that.
yeah, I
It's
was
got like a
thinking it kind of
weird
looks.
face.
Yeah, it does have a weird face. It's kind of what made me think it looks kind of like the Mask of cards.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Mask of Restrict, Mask of whatever. It looks a little bit like those. So I actually think that this is a pretty solid card. Like, and
yeah.
if it ever came to the game, I'm like, yeah, like it would be a card that probably saw a little bit of play in stun decks here and there.
Siggy, this would be as long as this card is face up on the field. So
Yeah,
if you could get rid of it, you would be able to summon more. But
right,
as long as it's face up, you can only do one monster at a time.
right. Which is why you would need to start citing in your break or the magical warrior to get rid of this immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next one. This one's a spell. Let's see what it's got. It's a ritual spell, and it's
yeah.
got really really good looking card. It says Moon Dragon Ritual.
What does this summon though, Bard? Read its effect.
And this card is used to ritual summon Marmoset Moondragon. That doesn't exist. You must also send Moon God. Whoa, hold on. You must also send Moon God and or Leela monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard whose total levels equals 6 or more. During your main phase, except the turn that this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effect until the end of this. Okay, well that's actually pretty good. Also, priests terrors with 100 attack cannot activate cards. What? Or their effects. You can only activate one Moondragon ritual per turn.
There's a lot to unpack with this one.
Quite a bit, yes.
I,
So
Marmoset Moondragon
doesn't
is
exist.
the. It's what we're summoning though,
Okay, so we need to
and
summon Marmoset Moondragon, which isn't a real thing.
neither is Moon God.
Neither is Moon God. The fact that it
Apparently, there's
requires a
some kind of
live
crossover with Leela's, the Life Twins.
oh, the fact that it requires a live twin just kind of like made me go like, wait, what? So it requires a live twin. Uh, During the main phase, you can target one effect monster. So, like, if this thing's in the graveyard, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effect until the end of the turn. It doesn't even require a banishment from the
Raven
graveyard.
says we're a tad quiet.
Are we? Lord.
Maybe he's also got us like turned down though.
Yeah, maybe.
Turn us up a bit. And turn us up a bit and see how it works.
All right, let me turn it up a little bit here. I did like lower my mic because I know I have a tendency to get loud, and if sometimes I make the audio peak and I don't mean to. So let me just increase my volume. I've increased your volume.
Okay, good.
So
another thing that with the AI is it tends to come up with cards that don't exist, and also, as you can see, priests and terrors, those don't exist. So it came up with two new card types.
Card types. It could also be like.
It could be an archetype, I guess.
Yeah.
But if it is an archetype or card type, apparently it has something to do with they only have 100 attack and have card effects.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's all about. I like the effect to negate a monster the turn that this card was sent to the graveyard, right? Or turns following. So it's always like a in your pocket effect that you can use whenever it becomes beneficial to you. So going say for example, turn 1 you set up your board to you summon your Marmoset Moondragon. And then this thing's in your graveyard for later use.
I think there is a card called Marmoset, but I don't know. I'm gonna look it up on TCG Player. Keep talking.
I'm pretty sure it's Nefarious Archfiend.
Yeah, it's like Nefarious Archfiend Marmoset or something.
Yeah, Eater of Nefariousness. So, firstly, I want to say the ritual art on this one, fantastic. This looks dope as hell. I'm like, I could see this card being like looking really good as a super rare. As a secret, like the prismatic foiling on the secret, I feel like would obscure the art too much. But as a super, or I'm sorry, as an ultra, I think this would look really good.
I want to say that that's the only thing that on this card that's good.
Yeah, the rest of it's just really out there. Firstly, you're summoning a monster that doesn't exist, which isn't unheard of. Like what's it called? What was
We've seen it before.
Yeah,
all of the monsters before this were monsters that don't exist. That
right. I was gonna say Blue Eyes Shining Dragon required you to tribute a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and it was released before Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon came out in the TCG, so it was kind of like a really weird one. So yeah, it's a ritual out of 10 for me.
Marmoset out of 10 for me, and
Yeah.
I gotta agree with Raven. I would definitely run this.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to the next one.
Good luck.
Murephodon.
What's Murephodon do?
No, well,
I hear you laughing. What's it do?
Firstly, I love the art on this. This is peak art design.
It
is just like an aristocrat. It's funny because I started this stream by saying that robots don't know art, but clearly I was mistaken.
Well, he eats all these shiny blue flowers, and it made him royal.
Here's an aristocrat royal dinosaur with
I can't tell if he's got a helmet or if that's hair.
That's hair. It's a fancy hairdo. And let's see. It's a water attribute level 3 dinosaur monster with 300 attack and 1000 defense, and it says your opponent skips their battle phase during the damage step only. How?
Yeah. Unpack that one for us, Bard.
So you need to enter the battle phase in order for you to be able to have a damage step,
The
But you
damage
must.
step is the second to last part of the battle phase.
Yeah. So you're gonna need to be skipping your battle phase during the damage step, which occurs within the battle phase. So that is a water attribute out of 10 for me, dog. Like
So
I don't
you, you
understand.
would you would start the battle step.
Uh huh.
You would go to the battle step,
Uh.
and then the damage step, and then you would skip your battle phase.
And then what? You come back to the battle phase, or is the battle phase just over at that point?
It's skipped. Your opponent's battle phase is skipped at that point.
I
No damage calc. So
no damage calc, so like nothing dies. It's just
nope.
yeah.
They fight, but they fight with honor, and they nod their head at each other, and they go their separate ways afterwards.
Yeah, that's a water attribute out of 10 for me. I'm only giving it a water attribute because the art is fantastic. If it was any less art, it would be like a wind attribute at best.
I'm gonna have to give this a no damage calc out of 7.
Yeah, I'm there with you. So we're just gonna move on to the next one before my brain explodes from whatever the heck this effect was. This looks so much like something you would see on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It is a... Firstly, it's called Ghost Trick Doll, which I think that's a real card. It is a dark attribute, level 4, zombie synchro monster with 2,000 attack and 1,500 defense. And it's got some effects. It requires a tuner monster and one or more non-tuner monsters. If this card is synchro summoned, you can activate one of these effects. That is a grand total of 5. The first one says, destroy all face-up attack position monsters you control. Okay, that there could be some benefit to that. You could do things with that. 2. Special summon one Ghost Trick Doll from your extra deck, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Okay, so you're setting yourself up for like a rank 4. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
The most contrived rank 4 in history, but okay. The 500 damage could help you win in time, so okay. This card can attack directly. At 2,000 attack, that's not too shabby. Draw one card. Okay, that's always good.
Yep.
And then the last one, negate the effects of a monster on the field, and if you do, destroy that monster.
Yep.
This card got progressively better the more I read.
But if you think about the card, which Ghost Trick Doll is an actual card.
Right.
It is a level 2 spellcaster for the Ghost Trick archetype.
Right.
But if you think about what I just said, the Ghost Trick archetype is a level 2 archetype that deals with being in face down defense position and putting stuff in face down defense position.
Yeah.
And they're Xyz archetype, so they don't have a tuner.
Right.
And some of the effects work for this.
Mm-hmm.
The attacking directly thing doesn't matter because they do that anyways.
Yeah.
The only one the drawing a card's okay.
Yeah.
Blowing up your field, you don't really want to do that with Ghost Tricks.
Well, I mean, it destroys your attack position monsters. Most Ghost Tricks wouldn't be in attack position unless you were lining up for a swing.
Doing stuff wrong.
Yeah, unless you're doing stuff wrong. So it's almost like at best that effect would pop some things that you want popped for reasons. At worst, it would do nothing.
That if they have destruction effects, it's if your opponent destroys them by a card effect. So it would have to have other cards come out with it and have a different name because obviously you can't have 2 Ghost Trick Dolls.
Right. It gets really tricky whenever you're deck building.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. I think that Raven pretty much hit the nail on the head for this one. That like those effects are 0 to 60. I mean, like it did nothing all the way to it did a lot.
It's not bad. It's just not a ghost trick card.
It doesn't feel like it jives with the ghost trick strategy. And not that it doesn't have some effects that could be used in that strategy should that strategy decide to implement some synchro stuff into it. And like drawing a card is always a good thing. Like it's just good. Negating and destroying, that's really good. Like so.
I do like that it specified that it gets one of the effects if it is synchro summoned.
Right.
So you can't just like synchro summon one, then special summon another, and then special summon another.
Right.
Burn for 1,000, and then attack directly for 2,000. Have 3 level 4s.
It feels like this, almost like this would come out with like a rank 4 ghost trick monster, because it's setting you up for like a rank 4 play just by merit
Angel of Mischief.
Yeah. Oh, it does have a rank 4, doesn't it? I thought Angel of Mischief was rank 2.
I think it's a rank 4.
Yeah, am I wrong? Am I tripping?
Yeah, Angel of Mischief's a rank 4.
Oh, this immediately gets you into Angel of Mischief. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is a ghost trick out of 10 for me.
That is Synchro and a Xyz archetype for me.
All right, great. We're going to move on to the next one. And I recognize the art for this one. This is actually a real Yu-Gi-Oh art.
It's slightly modified.
Yeah.
They slightly modify the art.
Yeah.
But I picked this one because of the name and strictly the name.
Doodle, the Drummer of Doom. Surprisingly, I don't think that the name is very far off from some Yu-Gi-Oh names. Like I honestly do feel like this could be a real card name. It is a dark attribute level 5 zombie normal monster with 1,600 attack and 2,200 defense, and it says a boomerang with brains that's better off asleep in a park than in a war.
I don't know what else we could actually say about Doodle. He's a good boy.
That's a 10 out of 10 for me, dog. That is a boomerang of doom, or I'm sorry, a drummer of doom out of 10.
He's the new drummer for our band.
He's the new drummer for our band. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is obviously like the frog fusion, the Death Frog, but like he's been changed to purple instead of green.
It's Madam Pole.
Madam Pole, a water
Milady.
A water attribute level 1 aqua effect monster with, what is that, 10,000 attack and 100 defense?
There's the problem.
Interesting, okay. You can send one face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls to the graveyard, then target one spell or trap card you control, return that target to the hand. There could be some benefits to that. You can only use this effect of Madam Pole once per turn. The benefits to that is you could recycle your soft once per turns.
The benefits of that is you're sending your opponent's cards to the graveyard to get cards back.
Yeah, so you're sending your opponent's cards to the graveyard to
on a level 1
to recycle your soft once per turn.
10,000 attack.
10,000 attack. I think it's pretty safe to say that this card would be banned on release.
You play an Eldritch? That's cute.
You about to get frog stomped, baby.
This is the biggest fucking level 1 I've ever seen.
Yeah, like how do you even distribute levels at this point? The last card that had this much attack had to be a rank 13.
It's like when you play the original Civilization games and you put Gandhi's peace level at 100, and then he just like goes over that and comes back down to like 1, and he just starts nuking everything. That's what
Yeah.
this card is.
Yeah.
It's Gandhi at peace level 100.
Whew. Like that was whew, man. Like as I was reading it, I was like, okay, so like how does this work with frogs? And then I saw like the 10,000 attack, and I was like, oh, it doesn't matter if it fits with frogs. You can just run this in anything. Normal summon a level what's it called, a 10,000 attack beater. Let's go.
I like that it sends a card from your opponent's field.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like
destroy. It just
it
sends.
sends it. It doesn't have to be face up. It doesn't have to be. It's just like that card. Put it in the graveyard, and then I'm getting something from. Is it from your graveyard?
No, it's face up on your field. I thought. Let's see. Target.
Oh, one card you control return
Yeah.
to. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's
I was like, did we just miss the fact that it doesn't tell you where you have to return the card from? But no, it does say that you control.
right. So yeah, this thing's insane. Straight up, I'm like, yeah, okay. That is a Madam pull out of 10 for me. We're at 10,000 attack points out of 10 for me.
10,000 out of 100 for me. Yeah.
We're gonna move on to the next one. This is a spell card. It says Pot of Secret Origin. I feel like this looks like a screen cap from GX.
It's a new pot card that just dropped.
Yeah.
For the labyrinth matchup.
Yeah. It's a new pot card. It's a spell card, normal spell. It says excavate the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and if you do, add up to 2 excavated to your hand. Also, so you're looking at the top 3 cards of their deck. You're adding 2 of those to your hand, and you're tossing the other one to the graveyard. That is,
Yeah.
you're just robbing your opponent at that point.
Yeah. You have a gun to their head and you say, "Give me your cards."
I can't see this ever being played in a healthy way.
This is what Yu-Gi-Oh needs.
It needs means for you to steal things from your opponent and add it to your hand.
For far too long, people who have stolen Yu-Gi-Oh cards have had it difficult to steal Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This allows you to take your opponent's cards, add them to your hand, and then when you lose, you just say, "Oh well, I guess I'm going home," and then you just take the cards without giving them back.
Oh Lord, oh Lordy Lord, that is wow.
You could get some pretty good stuff off this. You get like a pot of extravagance, pot of duality, or not duality, prosperity. You could get other things that are expensive, or you could get stuff that you can't even use.
You can like hope to God that you're matched up against the guy who max rarity'd his deck, and just take whatever good things come up.
If it just said look at the top 3 instead of excavate, that would be great because you could just cheat so much. Just like here's the 3 cards. I'm gonna take these 2. They're both just like Starlight Rare monsters that you get 2 Starlight Rare Lady Labyrinths or Silver Ladies.
Yeah. So, out of curiosity, like, is that what the difference between excavate and look at is? Like, with excavate, you have to show everyone.
Excavate, you reveal the top cards as you put them, and then look at is you can just take the top 3 and look at them.
Okay, so that like in pot of, like, say for example in pot of duality, you have to show your opponent what you're looking at.
Yeah. Pot of duality excavates, and then something like Mischief of the Time Gods, or not Mischief, Time Goddess Erd, or Scold, the one that Mystic Mind played.
Yeah,
that says you get to look at the top 3 and then change their
order. Yeah. Let me think. Okay, so like I think this one is.
This is a 3 out of 3 faces.
Yeah, 3 out of 3 faces. 100% agree. Don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I would love to play it. I would hate to have it played against me. So we're just gonna move on to the next one. This is a Beast Warrior Blaze Omega. That is, let's see, 3, 6,
10,
9,
I
10. That is
believe.
a level 10 light attribute Beast Warrior fusion effect monster with 3,500 attack and 2,000 defense. It says one Beast Warrior monster and one Blaze monster. I don't know that Blaze is an archetype, except unless we're counting the Blaze accelerators.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean that's kind of what I was thinking, but they
yeah,
don't have a Blaze monster, I don't think,
no, they don't.
unless you want to count Elemental Hero Blaze Man.
Oh God, you can't. Uh,
Sky, more support for heroes.
More support for heroes. What does this say? If this card is special summoned, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each dragon or rock monster you control. Okay, so it's in a really weird pile deck that doesn't have like a through line with the type of monsters that you're gonna use. A Beast Warrior monster that was Synchro or Exceed summoned using this card on the field is... What the hell are you gonna Synchro into with that's a level above 10? Or a rank 10? Using this card as material gains this effect. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Beast Warrior monster from your extra deck, except Beast Warrior Blaze Omega. So this would be like a bridge between itself and something just even more busted.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, it would have to be, because, like, if you're adding the effect to special summon something other than this, then whatever else comes up after this would have to be ridiculously strong. Also, wait a minute. That doesn't say your opponent's card effect. That's just like... Wait, hold on. It's
it's
just...
if it's destroyed by a card effect,
Yeah, so...
so you can destroy it yourself. You can nuke the board and summon it back. Which I'm looking at, and there's Blaze Phoenix, which is a fusion monster. There's Blaze Wing Butterfly.
Mhm.
There's Blazing Impechi. Elemental Hero Blaze Man. So that we've got some Blaze cards. None of them are the types that are being asked for. We have Blaze Falcon, which is a Raid Raptor card. Raging Spirit. Oh, that's just from the structure deck. So we have some Blaze cards,
Mm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you would be summoning two. I guess you could play it in rank 10 trains to do an XC summon with it, but I don't think you would, because it's not a rank 10 train.
I like how the artwork is just like a Shiba Inu that's super jacked.
With 4 hands.
With 4 hands. This is
Well, a spoiler for you. We're going to see him again.
Oh, are we? I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait, because this card just blew my mind. I was like, well, I do not know
And
what's coming.
another spoiler. He doesn't get much better.
This is 4 arms out of 10 for me.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Out of 10.
moving on to the next one. This is the Australios, the end of an age.
I will say the artwork on this looks really cool.
Yeah, this one's pretty sick. I like it. It's a ritual monster. It's let's see, 3, 6, 9, level 9 ritual monster. Fairy ritual, 2,700 attack, 2,500 defense. It says you can ritual summon this card with the sanctuary. Wait, how? The sanctuary in this guy is a field spell. What?
Yeah. There we go. There's the first problem.
During the end phase, if this card was ritual summoned this turn and was destroyed by an opponent's card, okay, draw 1 card. That seems like kind of a roundabout way to draw a card. You can only use each of the following effects of the Australios, the end of an age, once per turn. I like how the AI just keeps getting the once per turns right.
It's like I said once per turn once, and people liked it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah. When a monster is special summoned to your side of the field, special summon this card from your hand. Ha. If this card is... That is the easiest way to get this ritual card.
Yeah, you don't get the draw effect if it's destroyed, but I mean, if a card is special summon,
Which is so common.
you just free level 9.
Free level 9,
Okay.
2700 beater at best, or like a rank 9 material. Yeah. If this card is destroyed by battle, you can add one to Sanctuary in the Sky. Okay, that one doesn't even matter. I mean, the best thing that you could do with that one is actually ritual summon this card properly, so that way if it's destroyed by battle, you
But you can't ritual summon it properly because its ritual card is. I mean, guess there's other ritual cards that would be able to summon it, but you can't ritual summon it the way it wants you to with Sanctuary in the Sky.
this thing would have to be released with a ritual card whose name is treated as Sanctuary in the Sky.
Yeah, I mean, I think megaliths have a field spell that lets, or there's some archetype, ritual archetype that has a ritual field spell. I could see them saying, having a new card and says in parentheses at the bottom, this card is also treated as Sanctuary in the Sky.
Right, right.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a very contrived draw one. It's a very easy like slap this level 9 on the field for no reason. And then the last effect, it's like, well, it gets you Sanctuary in the Sky. You
It's a dark fairy.
you can't exactly be mad at that.
I don't. Dark fairy good? I know dark lords are dark fairies.
Yeah, Dark Lords are Dark
But
Fairies. Some Despia are Dark Fairies too.
I guess it's kind of not bad in that sense,
Yes.
but it also just it with the whole Sanctuary in the Sky thing, it makes me think that it's supposed to be agent support, and they're all
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, it's a weird one. This is a Sanctuary in the Sky out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's a cool artwork. Doesn't do much out of 10 for me.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
This one, when you see it, you'll shit bricks. When you see the thing that I saw, you will shit bricks.
Okay.
We'll just go through it. We'll just go through it.
Okay, so it's a water type rank 1 machine Xyz monster which with 1500 attack and 1200 defense. It's called Level Soldier of Steel 53. It looks like he's straddling a wheel.
From the way I thought of it, kind of looks like Stygian Street Patrol.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
So maybe he's like on a motorcycle, or he's part motorcycle.
Yeah, he's part
like
motorcycle, exactly. So 2 level 6 or higher machine monsters for a rank 1. That doesn't make sense.
Yep, there it is.
Okay. Once per turn, you can tribute one other machine monster, then target one face-up card your opponent controls. Return that target. Oh, that's good. You can you can only use this effect of level Soldier of Steel 53 once per turn. So it's a once per turn compulse that can be run probably in Earth Machine.
Yeah. The problem is that it's a rank 1.
Yeah.
It requires level 6s to make.
That doesn't make any sense.
That I don't think that's how it works.
No, like yeah, like I think Xyz is probably like the easiest mechanic to understand, where it's basically like if you control 2 monsters of the same level, just stack them on top of each other to make an Xyz monster of that rank. But this one's basically like take 2 monsters of a level 6 to stack together to make a rank 1, which is just so contradictory to the whole concept of Xyz in the first place. So yeah, that's a really weird requirement.
The
effect's good.
The effect's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, the effect's good.
It's just the fact that it's a rank 1 that takes. You said you would run it Earth Machines. It could work. It's a water.
Yeah, like
it's a thing too.
That wasn't lost on me either. I was thinking, I was like, hey, you could run this in Earth Machine because you'd have plenty of machine monsters to tribute. But then I'm like, it's a water. Why is it a water?
I would give this a 53 out of 10.
Yeah, this one is a rank 1 out of 10 for me. It's an interesting card. It's got a solid effect. It's got nonsensical summoning materials, and like just a really really solid effect. So just gonna move on to the next one and pretend I didn't see this one.
Hello, Ravel. Hope you're having a good day.
Hey everyone. Yes.
This one, I want you to see if you can tell which one's the real card and which one's the AI generated card.
I own this card, so
I doubt you'll be able to tell then, because it's very hard. It's very hard to understand which one's which.
All right, so Watch Cat is the first one here is a light attribute level 2 thunder monster. Already sounds wrong. With 1050 attack and 2 defense. 2. It says defense position monster your opponent control lose 1000 attack. All right. And then the other one is Earth attribute level 1 beast effect monster with 0 attack and 1800 defense, and it says if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the end phase, if this card was special summoned this turn, you can banish this card and set one continuous spell directly from your deck. You can only use each effect of Watch Cat once per turn. I'm going to say that the one that was AI generated is the one with 2 defense.
Wrong. That's actually the correct one.
Impossible.
King had it. King was correct. He said his left, our right.
If that is the correct one, I give up on Yu-Gi-Oh! This very second. Because
I like this one. It just mirrored the image and then zoomed in on the cat.
And
it increased its level by 1, changed its attribute, made it a thunder for some goddamn reason, gave it 2 defense.
2 defense.
This is the only card in Yu-Gi-Oh! that has a digit that is not a 0 or a 5.
Yeah.
2.
And we don't even like to acknowledge the ones that end in 5. We're always like, nah, those don't exist.
There's a couple that. Well, no, this is the only card in Yu-Gi-Oh that doesn't end in a 0, because the weird ones, they end
in
30. Like a 50, 30, 20.
Yeah.
It's always something and then 0. This is a 2.
This is a.
If it was 20, I would be less upset.
Yeah,
it's 2.
But it's 2. Oh, this is so dumb. I mean, like, oh my gosh, just wow, those stats. No, this is a 2 defense out of 10 for me.
I hate it out of 10. Original Watch Cat, not that bad of a card.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Much. It's a cat. It's a cute cat.
Yeah.
Watch Cat from the AI is an abomination that I hate.
I do like how it increased the resolution of the cat when it zoomed in, though.
I think that was the first thing that I noticed. Is I was like, this just zoomed in on the fucking cat from Watch Cat. It didn't even like try to change that at all. It was like, I'm just gonna focus on this and just zoom in. There we go. New card.
This next one looks kind of familiar.
It's like we saw. It's like we saw a Chaos Beast Warrior monster earlier.
Yeah. So here we go. This is Grave of the Prophecy Specialized Beast. It is a dark attribute, level 6 spellcaster fusion monster, 2000 attack, 1400 defense, and it requires 1 Malice Vague the Wickedest Hunter, and 1 normal monster for its fusion materials.
You need this 1 super specific 18,000 letter long card. And 1 normal monster.
Yes, and this card's name becomes Grave Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only.
What the fuck is Grave Dragon?
It doesn't exist. You can only use each one of these effects of Grave of the Prophecy Specialized Beast once per turn. The first effect says, during your main phase, if you control this fusion summon card, You can fusion summon 2 spellcaster and or beast fusion monsters of 2 different types from your extra deck in defense position, using monsters in your hand or field as fusion material. That's not terrible. That's actually pretty good. You can banish up to 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard, then target that many cards your opponent controls, destroy them. Holy crap.
That one's really good.
That's really good. Like, you're taking resources away from their graveyard and then just destroying cards on their field? That's amazing.
Which fuels the effect for next turn when you use it again.
Yeah, and it fuels the effect for next turn when you use it again. That is insanity. Okay, so the first effect's actually is pretty good. You know, like, hey, you fusion summon stuff from the extra deck by using stuff on the field as material. I mean, like, a lot of really common cards do that these days. Like, for example, like Predaplans have cards that do that. The Fallen of Albaz does that. You know, so, like, yeah, that's not out of the that's not out of the realm of possibility for a Yu-Gi-Oh card to have that effect.
If it was 1 level less, it would be an instant fusion target.
Ooh, oh my god.
This one's leaps and bounds better than the other one.
Yeah, no kidding.
But
shoot, man.
You could run the Swamp King to get that 1 card out. So it's just Swamp King and then another normal monster.
Right. Because I don't see myself running the wickedest hunter.
Unless it's like a insanely busted card too.
Yeah, unless it's also like an insanely busted card. This card has a really, really good effect.
I accidentally hit a button, went to the next one. I'm like, excited for it now.
Okay. So like we're gonna say this one is a specialized beast out of 10. And
I'd say this is a Grave Shiba out of 10.
Yeah. So we're moving on to the next one. This is God damn it. I can only go on.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The artwork is, you know what? This one is 100 out of 10 on artwork alone.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a continuous trap card. It says, you can only activate this card while you control a level 6 or higher insect type monster. Pretty easy to do these days. Once per turn during your standby phase, pay 1,000 life points or just Y.
It helps you win in time. Or it helps your opponent win in time.
Yeah, it helps your opponent win in time. Like,
The sad bug is sad.
I love how it's just like the perfectly ultimate great moth with the Pepe face.
Yeah, it's, once again, this was one that I told you, some of it looked like just Yugi poop.
Yeah.
This is one that I was just like, I don't think the AI made this. I think someone just put Pepe's face over the fucking great moth and said, I can only go on.
Well, you know, like, the thing about it is that, like, so if the AI is scanning certain databases, it might have scanned a meme and just kind of like took it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
which I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
this
no,
it's a great spell.
So serendipitous that it happened, and it is beautiful, and I love it. Just like I said, you know, like 100 out of 10 for this one. Best card.
Maybe this is part of an archetype where the goal is that you lose the game.
Yeah.
So you play a card that says you can't lose by like deck out.
You can only go on.
I can only go on. Because you're sad that you're sitting across the table from Branded Despia or Sword Soul. And you can only go on and pay 1,000 life points.
And, you know, like, it's something that I kept thinking about too. I was like, why would you do this unless, like, the whole point of your deck is, you know, like, the quicker you lose, the better. And here's something that I have to say: in Dinomorphia, this probably, like, you know, if it required you to have a level 6 or higher dinosaur as opposed to an insect, this would actually be pretty good. Because it would get you closer to that threshold in Dinomorphia where nothing touches you.
If what is it, final or self-destruct button ever comes off the ban list, it'd be good in that.
Yeah, true that. So I mean, like, you know, yeah, on the artwork alone, this card wins the entire stream.
It is, that is the best. Sad bug out of 10.
Sad bug out of 10. Moving on to the next one. This is oh, this looks really good. Lyrilusk Shining Star.
It looks good until you realize things about it.
The artwork is great. I already see the first thing. It's a wind attribute rank 4 Xyz monster in a deck that can only make rank 1s.
Yeah.
It is a winged beast, 2000 attack. It requires 2 level 4 winged beast monsters, which the deck does not possess.
Cool.
If this card is destroyed by battle, you can declare one attribute. This card gains it. Why would it gain attack equal to that attribute?
Yep.
It gains attack equal to the attribute.
Yep.
Okay, so
try to explain to me what that fucking means.
So I was destroyed by battle. So I'm in the graveyard.
2000
plus wind attack.
You just pull out a fan and blow your opponent's cards off the field.
Until the end of your opponent's turn, you can only use each of the following effects of Lyrilusk Shining Star once per turn. If this card is Exceed Summon, you can special summon one Lyrilusk monster from your deck. That's really good.
That's really good, yeah.
Then if your opponent controls more spells and traps than you do, either detach one material from an Exceed monster you control, or add one Lyrilusk monster from your deck to your hand, except Shining. That's really good also.
It is a search for 2.
It is a search for 2. You wouldn't be able to add this one from your deck to your hand. That clause
you
is
wouldn't
a
be
little
able
confusing.
to play this one, but
yeah.
Beside the point at this point.
If this card is Exceed Summon, you can special summon one Lyrilusk monster from your hand. So, holy cow, this extends for days. It's too bad that the rank 1 deck can't make this rank 4. And
there's probably some kind of like ass backwards way to make this.
You're playing Lyrilusk Harpies? Harpies can make this?
But the thing is, would you want to make this when you can just go Recital Starling, and have those 2 searches off of that, and then go into Draco Future?
And now, here's the thing.
Or would you want a level 4 with 2000 that gains the ability of the elements?
Oh, Lord. Here's the thing. I think that this... Firstly, if we remove the gains attack equal to the attribute...
We're not removing that.
If we remove that, and then we give it the same summoning conditions as Exosister Magnifica, where you can just stack it on 2 monsters that are the same rank...
Yeah.
Infinitely better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like infinitely better.
It's ban-worthy at that point.
It's absolutely ban-worthy at that point. But like, this is
as is. It's not good.
Yeah, as it is right now, this card doesn't make any sense. The artwork is great, and the fact that it looks so solid and so very much like something that I would expect to see at Yu-Gi-Oh makes me think that it's either a screenshot from the anime.
I'm pretty sure this is a screenshot from the anime.
Yeah. Or something, like...
Because I think at one point, it's... Spoiler, if you haven't seen, like, the 10-year-old Zexal anime.
I have not.
Or the Arc 5 anime.
Sure haven't.
At like, the end, there's... Or, no, it's not at the end. It's during, like, a flashback that one of the main characters is having. His sister uses Lyrilusk, and I think this is her in a duel.
Yeah.
But she's only on the screen like 3 times in the whole
the
whole series, which is upsetting because I love Lyrilusk.
Same. It definitely became one of my favorite archetypes. So just really good, really solid. I call this like it's not good. I call this
I would say unusable
100%
girl out of 10.
Yeah, I would call this a gains fire attribute out of 10.
Yeah, you're gonna love the next one.
All right, this looks like straight up Pot of Greed.
It's not.
Resonant Greed. Send all cards to your opponent's hand to the graveyard to destroy. Holy Mother of Mercy!
Yeah, this is instant. This doesn't even get out of the pack before it's banned.
Yeah, this one would come pre-banned. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and like the only thing that I'm like, okay, so firstly, that entire effect is just like absolutely 100% busted. But secondly, I'm like, I'm surprised that the AI didn't go the extra mile and just make this a quick play.
Yeah, or like just give it a clause, give it like a counter, make it a counter trap that has a clause that you can activate it from hand
Yeah,
whenever you want.
yeah, because this is freaking insanity. This is really good. Uh,
It's spell speed 4. You can't respond to it. Go cry.
yeah, this is I need a playset of this out of 10.
Just you open this up and you go first. Just your opponent has to discard their whole hand and top deck for the rest of the game.
Oh Lord, yeah, no, this is if you drew it in your opening hand, you win, no questions asked.
This is the easiest win that anyone could ever get.
Yeah, like that. This is one of those that gets given away at as a prize at a YCS, which makes it not legal for tournament play or whatever.
I gotta agree with King. It does just like kind of peer into your soul.
Yeah, Pot of Greed always did do that.
It's got like this shit-eating grin of you're gonna lose.
Yeah. Moving on to the next one. This is the Great Swamp of Ojama.
So, do you know what card artwork this is?
Oh, this is clearly from
It's
Venom.
very,
This is Venom
very
Swamp.
lazy. Yeah,
This is Venom
it's
Swamp,
Venom
but it has
Swamp with
Ojama Black,
Ojama Black.
and it has Ojama Lime's skull right there.
Yeah, it's very, very well done by the AI.
Yeah.
Just gonna Venom Swamp with Ojama Black in it.
Yeah, it's a quick play spell. If you control no
Yep.
monsters, target one face-up monster on the field, special summon from your deck one monster with an attack equal to that target's defense in attack position, and one monster with a defense equal to the target's defense in defense position.
What does that have to do with Ojamas? What does it have to do with Venom Swamp?
It's got nothing to
What
do
does
with
that have
either.
to do with anything?
In very specific formats, I can see this being used as a Saki one of.
Well, you get. The problem is that it has to be exactly equal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's why I'm saying, you know, like in very specific formats. So, like, you know, if like say for example, if we went back a couple of years and we're in the middle of Drytron Herald format, right? You can put something in your deck that has 0 attack or 0 defense that could potentially be, you know, targets for this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, because you're expecting to see Drytrons, and they'll always have 0 defense.
But the thing is, you have to summon 2.
Yeah.
So you have to at like a local setting or in like a meta, like a tier element meta, it wouldn't be as bad because, like you said, you could just put something in that would match up attack with like a haveness and defense with like haveness.
Yeah.
But
and the fact that it's a quick play, I mean, like you could do it in response to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just it's a little too specific and not good and doesn't have anything to do with Ojama Black.
Yeah, 100% nothing to do with Ojamas, period. Except for the fact that you're filling up monster zones, right? Because Ojamas love to do that.
Ojama Black out of 10.
This is a dead Ojama Lime out of 10 for me. All right.
It has potential, but not very much potential.
Just like Ojamas. We're moving on to the next one. I like how this one doesn't even have an attribute. It just has like the beast.
I didn't even see that. That's like the beast symbol from like Yu-Gi-Oh games,
Yeah, like the beast symbol from Yu-Gi-Oh games.
and it's not
It's
even a beast type.
nope, it's an aqua. So this is Inari Prevent, a beast attribute level 1 aqua type with 500 attack and 500 defense. If you're
Cute cat
yeah, it's a cute cat.
with other cute cats going towards it.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually I just noticed that like the art is actually really really adorable. Um, the effect says if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can normal summon this set this card without tributing. It's a level 1. Why would you need to tribute in the first place? If this card is
Yeah.
sent from the field to the graveyard, which you can do via a link summon, you can add one Inari card from your deck to your hand. Okay, so it's a searcher. You can only use this effect of Inari Prevent once per turn. It would be a really, really good play starter in a link deck. If you know, like the card design team could explain to me why it would need a non-tribute cost clause in the effect, and additionally if it had an actual attribute.
Sorry, I was responding to Raven's comment in chat,
Uh-huh.
which I guess I can do that real quick. He said the last card, it says it has to target your opponent's monsters and can't target your own. If it could target your own, I could actually see that being like super
Oh yeah,
good,
no,
because you
100%.
could just target Ojama Black and summon a green and yellow
Yeah,
because they'll have 0 attack and 1,000 defense.
right. Yes.
But yeah, the thing that stuck out with to this on wow, the thing that stuck out to me on this card
Yes.
was the if this is tribute summoned.
Yeah, like
I,
it's if you control no monsters, you can normal summon set this card without tributing. I was like, I was gonna do that anyway. It's a level 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Per the rules, you only need to start tributing once you reach level 5. So I mean, like levels 1
well,
through
this
4 are
one,
free normal summons.
Inari Prevent says screw the rules. You have to tribute for a level 1
Oh yeah.
unless you don't control monsters.
In which case, you can free summon this.
Yeah,
And I like how it's you can normal summon or set this card without tributing. It's not even a special summon, you know. Which whenever a card is like this, where it has like, hey, if your opponent controls a monster, you control no monsters. Usually, it's like, hey, you can special summon this card, you know, from your hand, for a level 1. If it was a level 6, like say for example, Dinosaur or Pancratops, then it would say you can special summon this card without tributing, you know.
yeah. A really good thing though, the second part of his effect is really good. That if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can just add an Inari card.
Yes.
One that means that there's in this AI's universe, there's an Inari archetype.
Yes.
But a second time, or another thing is, if it's sent, means that it doesn't have to be destroyed. It could, as long as it leaves the field and goes to the graveyard.
Yes.
You get that search.
Right. So like, which is exactly what I was saying. It's a good play starter because this is the kind of thing that you would want to normal summon and then immediately use for a link summon or something else. And so when it goes to the graveyard, it adds something to your hand. You know, it's just fantastic. You know, like that gets your plays going.
You go Inari Prevent, and then you go into Link Karibo, and you get your search, and then you summon out a thing, and then you go into another thing.
Yeah. So I mean, like this is a great starter. With the exception that I don't know why I would have to tribute for a level 1 or why its attribute is Beast.
Yeah, but it's cat out of 10.
Yeah, Beast attribute out of 10 for me. Moving on to the next one, we got... Oh, this is a Link monster. This is Trademark Ninja Stealth. A fire attribute warrior Link monster with 1800 attack, and it's a Link 2.
It's a ninja card.
It's also a limited edition.
Yeah, you can. I haven't like looked, but yeah, none of these other cards. Just going back through them real quick, none of them have anything down there. But for some reason, this one has like the Eye of Wajat and limited edition.
And the limited
So
edition.
for some reason, the AI is like, oh, I gotta make this look more official.
Yeah. That said, Ninja's just got a bunch of new support. So
None of
like,
them normal
yeah.
monsters.
So this one would have been exciting, with the exception that its required materials are normal monsters. I don't even think there's normal ninjas.
I'm looking it up.
So like, for this one, you kind of want to do what Metal Foes used to do, and just like lead with an unexpected die, and then just normal summon one from your hand. Its link arrows are really stupid because they're to the right and the left, which means that if it's the only card in your that you're going into, then you can't link summon anymore because there's no active link zone.
There are no there are no normal ninjas.
Okay, its artwork does look very Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'll give it that. It almost looks like he's got like ramen bowls for shoulder pads.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a mixture of Elemental Hero Blaze Man with Japan bullshit.
Yeah. So unaffected by other card effect. Okay, that's really good.
Yeah, it's a link to that's unaffected by other things. So
Like, first line, I was like, okay, this might change my mind. You can only use each of the following effects of trademark Ninja Stealth once per turn. First effect. During your main phase, you can tribute one monster, then target one spell or trap card your opponent controls returns to the hand. That's
not bad, but not
yeah,
good.
it's pretty good, but it's not
It's mid.
it's not
It's
great.
kinda,
Yeah. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, okay, it's unaffected by card effects. How would you destroy
yeah,
it by
but
card?
what if it's not?
You can special summon one ninja monster from your deck or extra deck. That is. What two garnets are you putting in your ninja deck to run this? Because you need two normal monster garnets in order to make this thing. Because like, special summoning any ninja from your deck or
Look,
extra
see,
deck is just really good.
you play DNA surgery,
Uh
and then
huh.
you play the Tinny package.
I mean, yeah.
So you have the normal monsters in the tinnies, and then you just DNA surgery to make them into. You don't even have to DNA surgery. I read that I thought you had to have like two warriors or whatever.
Nah.
Yeah, you just run tinnies.
Yeah, that's the only way that I can see this happening, because ninjas are really good right now. They're really interactive, and just having something that can just put a ninja on your field is really good, and from your deck or extra deck is even better. Um, Additionally, it's unaffected by other card effects, which to me is just mind-boggling that would be a
Yeah.
thing. But I
You
mean,
you got to play like Exterminatus
yeah.
to take the indestructible away from every permanent and then blow it up.
The other thing is also, like, what was I gonna say is I guess it kind of fits with like the trademark ninja stealth, because it's unaffected by card effects because you're not supposed to know it's there. You can't affect it if you don't know he's there.
It's really hard to not know that this guy's there, though.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
because he's like on fire.
he's on fire. He's got noodle bowls for his shoulder pads.
Yeah. Um just I went into this thinking like those link arrows are stupid, and I came out like, okay, with a little modifying, this would actually be a really solid card.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's not terrible. This could be like,
ninja support out of 10 question mark.
yeah, like noodle bowl out of 10 for me.
I guess it would be ninja support question mark out of 10.
Yeah, yeah. It's a limited edition out of 10.
Limited edition out of 10.
Moving on to the next one. This is
It's baby corn.
Baby Corn. It's a dark attribute level 4 beast monster with 0 attack, 0 defense, and it says during your main phase you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Your opponent can special summon as many level 4 monsters as possible with the same attribute from the... Why would you do this? If this card is... Why would you... Okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can make each player draw 1 card. This just keeps getting worse. You can only use each effect baby cord once. So, see, on a quick effect, hand trap effect.
Korn is the god of chaos.
God help me.
So you would send this from your hand to the graveyard.
To soul charge your opponent from their deck.
To soul charge your opponent who's definitely playing the Utopia deck.
Yeah.
You just give them 5 level 4s to link climb, to overlay, to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then you both get a draw card because it's sent.
But you can only use each effect once per turn. So if you sent him from your hand to the graveyard, you can't use the draw effect.
You can only use each effect.
Oh, each effect. Okay, I thought it said you can only use one of. Okay, so
no, you can only use each effect. So it's a give your opponent 6 cards for you to go even.
Oh my god.
It's a good card.
Yeah, your opponent...
Baby Korn is the god of chaos.
This is a card you want to see every duel, but you want to see your opponent play it.
It's definitely meta strat. I would play this.
Oh, God help me. I can't picture a situation where any of this would go to your benefit.
Unless, let's see. It does target your opponent, so you could technically chain Mystic Ref Panel, I believe. So you discard it, pay Mystic Ref Panel, and then instead of targeting your opponent, it targets you. And then you summon all your level 4s.
Okay, so it requires some setup. And assuming you can get all of that setup complete without your opponent just closing the game turn 1 with, like, you know, Sword Soul Tenyi or Branded Despia, then you manage to pull this crazy summon 4, draw 1.
I think you can Mystic Ref Panel it. I don't know.
Oh,
but,
Lord.
If you can, there's a situation which it's beneficial.
Yeah, God help. I was like, okay, so it's a hand trap. Maybe, hey, you know what? Hand traps are historically really, really good. And then I kept reading, and I was like, oh, this gets worse the more I read.
It's a baby out of 10.
Yeah, this is
Korn out of 10.
This is a
baby Korn out of 20.
This is soul charge your opponent out of 10.
The next one, I hope you like it as much as I like it.
I see that it's got a VTuber almost. I almost want to say
it's Corone. Yeah,
it's Corone. God help me.
I don't know why
they gave her like a Sonic hat.
I didn't read. Well, she voices. I think she voices one of the characters in the new Sonic game. That is coming out.
Okay.
So she did a stream where she was playing through all the Sonic things, and she was dressed up like that.
I fucking love it. So,
and apparently the bot was like, "Yeah, this is good enough. I'll just take this picture."
I just read the name.
Oh, you just read that it's a live twin?
I just read that it's a live twin and it's a hedgehog. Live twin Kisakil hedgehog.
Yeah.
I was so caught by the art that I didn't even realize.
It's a level 4 live twin Kisakil hedgehog in the level 2 live twin deck.
It's an Earth attribute Cybers monster. I mean, I got the Cybers part right. With 1800 attack and 1500 defense, this is the beefiest main deck live twin. Okay, bracing myself because this is just if her T-shirt says Sega. Oh my god!
Sega.
When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one Kisakeel monster in your graveyard, except Live Twin Kisakeel Hedgehog and special summon it. Okay, so it does Live Twin stuff. It cannot attack or be destroyed by your opponent's card effects this turn. Okay. During your main phase, you can send one level 4 or lower Kisakeel monster from your deck to the graveyard. That's doable. Except Live Twin Kisakeel Hedgehog. That's really good. You can only use this effect of Live Twin Kisakeel Hedgehog once per turn. Okay, I would run this in my Live Twin deck.
Yeah, it's not a bad card.
No, that's actually a pretty
It's
solid
got
card.
on it.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid card. It's got a draw effect. It's got a revival extension effect.
It's probably got some copyright issues against. I don't know if Konami would have to deal with that, or Sega. Someone would have copyright issues with another person.
Oh man, the day that they release this card, it's just like a huge lawsuit in 3 different directions.
It's the Spider-Man meme between Cover Core, Konami, and Sega.
Yeah.
Just all pointing at each other.
It's kind of hilarious. It's like, well, you use Corone in your artwork. That's not Corone. It's obviously Kisakeel Hedgehog.
It's not Kisakeel Hedgehog. That's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh lord!
It's obviously the Green Hill Zone behind her. How dare you?
It's the Green Hill. Well, I will have you know that's the Emerald Mound Zone. It is the field spell. Oh lord, this one was a trip, and I enjoyed every step along the way. This was a hell of a card. I would run 3.
VTuber out of 10.
Yes, this 100%. This is a Live Twin out of 10 for me. Moving on.
We got some rocket support now. We got Rocket Dragon.
Holy cow! I don't think there was ever a Rocket Dragon. It's really zoomed in. I feel like it's zoomed in on the artwork for another card.
Probably.
Yeah. It's a.
I don't know which rocket card that is, but it looks familiar.
It looks like all the links are limited editions.
Maybe.
Okay, so
maybe it got that from it looked at the collector's tin or something, and it was like, oh, all of these blue cards must be limited edition.
Yeah, I have to start by saying that firstly, I think that the hex pattern from the Link monsters is a little offset. You can kind of see there's
there's something wrong with it.
Secondly,
it's not just that the bot didn't know how to make it.
Yeah. Secondly, it follows the structuring for a rocket card really well. So I mean, it's got rocket in the name. It's a dark attribute. It's a Link monster. And it's got Striker Dragon's Link Arrow. So it requires 1 rocket monster as material. It's got 0
Is Striker Dragon's Link Arrow to the left?
Yeah.
I thought it was down.
No, it's to the left. That's why you can use it with Hulk and
well, you could use it with Hulk.
Well, you could, but or any Link to, so you can
Hulk.
You can use Romulus, Striker Dragon, and LP.
Oh yeah, because you go Hulk into LP.
Yeah, right.
That into LP.
Yeah. So it says 1 rocket monster. If this card is Link summoned, you can add 1 polymerization, normal spell, or fusion. Already, this is off the rails. Normal spell from your deck to your hand. You can target 1 rocket monster you control. Special summon 1 rocket monster from your hand or deck whose level is equal. Okay, that's really good. Except Rocket Dragon, and if you do, you can attach this card to that monster as. What? You can only use. Okay, so it searches a fusion spell in the Link summon deck.
And then attaches itself as an Xyz material.
And then attaches itself to it as an Xyz material to a main deck monster. Uh,
Yep. So
like okay. So firstly, special summoning something from your hand or main deck was really good because I was like, okay, so if you have the Rocket Tracer, that's an instant level 8 synchro. Um, but then it just went.
the targeting a rocket monster too is good because whenever they're targeted, they blow themselves up and get another effect.
That's true. That's true. It's not something I've ever had to do because I play rockets in like the meta way. But like, yeah, no, that is something that you can do. Um, so yeah, that's. I don't know how to feel about it because it has good effects, but it also has really weird effects.
I like that it makes itself a material for a normal monster from the normal.
Just
It makes it makes itself a material.
I like how you saw attaches itself as material, which immediately reads like an Xyz effect, right?
Yeah.
But all I could think about was like, oh, so like a union monster.
Well, it would say that you could like equip it to in that case.
Right, it would say that, but like that's where my mind went first, you know?
Yeah. When I read that it attaches itself as a material, it's just like, how? How do you do that?
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
You're just coming up with shit now, and then you don't like it.
Yeah, like the only thing that I took away from this is I'm like it gives your Rocket Tracer an instant additional monster so that you can synchro summon, which is good. You know, like in Rocket Dragon Link, you want that. That's a good effect. But then it starts to do some other stuff, and I'm like, okay, why do we need a fusion card in Rocket Dragon Link, and why are you attaching yourself as material to a main deck monster? That doesn't make any sense.
They do have Boral Fusion Dragon.
They do, but
It's Furious Dragon, it's not
yeah,
Fusion Dragon.
Borreload
But
Furious
it's not
Dragon.
like great, and I'm pretty sure you have like an archetypal fusion card.
You
don't
do.
need
It's rapid trigger.
polymerization.
Yeah, it's rapid trigger. You pop two of your rockets to fusion summon, basically.
Uh, I just have to say this is a mixed emotions out of 10.
Yeah, this is a Link 1 out of 10 for me. I don't know how to feel about it. I played Dragon Link, and so this card could have been fantastic for me, but I'm just more confused than anything.
Yeah, it could be good. It could be not good.
Yeah,
Maybe.
could have been
We,
fantastic.
I did count ahead. We have 6 more, so we're getting close to the end
Sweet,
here.
sweet. Let's move on to the next one. It's an Infernity card.
Yeah, it's an Infernity card that is completely balanced and fair and not has anything bad, and it's good.
Is Infernity Archfiend still at 1?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I'm
All
pretty
right. So
sure.
let that be the standard for the folks at home. Infernity is one of those decks that one of its original cards has been at 1 for the longest time because it's like, no, no, stop doing that.
When you see it,
All
you'll
right.
shit bricks.
Here we go. Infernity Vanisher, a dark attribute level 1 fiend tuner with 100 attack and 100 defense. Okay, so it fits all of the checkpoints, check marks so far. Checks all of the boxes. And during your opponent's main phase, you can discard this card to negate their main and add one add one fiend type monster from your graveyard to your hand.
So for some reason, the bot likes to take pictures that already exist and just kind of zoom in on them.
Yeah.
And that makes them like the top quality image that you get. And second, I think you saw the part that makes this card good.
It negates the main phase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
if we're taking it like if we're taking it and adjusting it to something that would make sense, this has an Amma Factor pain effect where
yeah, I was thinking that you could say it just skips the main phase, but it says it negates it. So I don't really know what that means.
So yeah,
I would say that it skips it.
Yeah, same. I'm painting in broad strokes here. I'm like, what they mean is you skip it, right? So like, if you don't go through your main phase, you can't enter your battle phase. So it would, I'm sorry, you would have to go straight into your battle phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, And if you don't go straight into your battle phase, then you go straight into your main phase 2. Or, I'm sorry, you can't enter your main phase 2 if you don't go into your battle phase, so it puts you directly into your end phase.
I think if you played one of these, you would win the game completely.
Yeah.
I don't think you would need a second one, Raven.
Yeah, this is insanity. It's like negate their main phase. You know, another way that you can interpret this is also almost like everything they did during their main phase, just nah.
Oh, see, that's why we have to have this clarification, because it's just before battle phase, Infernity Vanisher. Wait, what? Blow up your board.
Yeah, I negated everything you did during your main phase. No.
Your main phase has been negated.
Your main phase has been negated.
Like main phase 2, I'll just do it again. No, all that stuff was once per turn. Hard once per turn.
Just no. So for me, this is a main phase negated out of 10.
Yeah, I would give this a negate everything out of 10.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one here. This is another VTuber.
This is Ina.
Yeah, this is Live Twin Annie Ennis. Light attribute, level 2, Cybers, tuner, monster with 500 attack, 0 defense.
This is that tuner support that the Live Twins needed.
Yeah, this is that tuner support to help them make what is it, Herald of the Arclight.
I could tell just by the picture having like the stuffed animal and bottle. This is just a picture that it took from this one of her streams.
Yeah,
like someone probably took a screenshot, and then it's the AI found it, was like, this looks like a Live Twin.
Yeah, it fits everything that Live Twins do too, because it's a light attribute, it's a level 2, and it's a Cybers with 500 attack. So I'm like, if you were designing a Live Twin card, those are all the check boxes right there. Light attribute, level 2, Cybers, 500 attack.
And apparently it's a Cloudian.
When
this, because we didn't even read the effect.
When this face-up defense position card is targeted for an attack, destroy this card. Okay. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can banish one Cybers monster from your graveyard. Okay. If you banish one monster from your graveyard by this effect, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, then destroy one monster. So it's a pop 2 off of a banishing 1.
Banish a monster, destroy one monster, and then destroy another monster. Some people would say you could just shorten that down to you can destroy 2 monsters your opponent controls.
Right. Here's the thing. I play Live Twins, and I'm gonna need a copy of Kisakil Hedgehog and Annie Ennis, please. Konami.
Just super broken, super copywritten.
I need these 2 new Live Twins because they're really good.
Cover Corp is pissed. Konami is pissed. Sega is pissed.
Oh man, it's the company crossover collab we never knew we wanted.
I was kind of just shocked that we had 2 Hololive members turned into Yu-Gi-Oh Cards for no apparent reason,
and into Live Twins no less. So like the AI knows what VTubers are.
I was about to say, I wonder what they put in like the key terms to search for and make these. Yeah. They probably put like VTuber anime girl or something.
Yeah. So,
and then of course, if you look up VTuber, you're going to find Korone, you're going to find Ina, because those are like 2 of the biggest names in like corporate VTubing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get like a Marine or a Pecora or something like that too.
This is insanity. I'm giving this a tuner out of 10.
It's Ina out of 10 for me.
All right, this is fantastic Live Twin support. I can't wait till it releases in the TCG.
No, this next card's super broken.
Okay, Shadow of the Mizuchi. Pay 2,000 life.
Yeah. It's fucking OP.
Oh Lord, I cannot wait to end this game in time by giving the
You play
victory
this.
to my opponent.
You play this in the I can only go on deck.
Oh, I see now. They support each other. Oh,
I can only endure.
they should have put the same Pepe face in the middle of the helmet here, at the center of the helm. Oh
The
man.
artwork's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, this looks
The
like legit
the
Yu-Gi-Oh
effect is
artwork.
pretty good.
I there's got to be other decks that can play this card, right? Like, I feel like there's decks that like would inflict harm on you, but like, I mean, so again, Dynamorphia would play this.
There-
If only to get to their good effects faster.
There's a couple decks that like the number one that stands out to me is the whole self-destruct button deck. But I mean that's not legal
No.
because uh, destroying yourself to destroy your opponent and cause a tie is not something that Konami wants to happen.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure there's like a card that says you switch life points with your opponent if they're X amount higher than you.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could do like a really janky strategy with that and get yourself down to like 1,000 life points, and then switch and then be like, haha, attack with Ojama, with Ojama Country.
Right.
But the ones that I saw that had like one line of text, those are always just splendid.
I love how it's always like a cost, but without any kind of effect to follow it. Like,
Oh,
because
you mean like detach? You could during your main phase detach one or two materials.
yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I was thinking about. It's like, there's always the cost, but there's like no payoff. So
Yeah, evil swarm Thanos. Detach one or two materials,
and then what?
and then what?
Nothing. You detach one or two materials. Like, what's hard about
Congratulations. You guys complained that we put too much text on the card.
that?
We took all the text off.
Yeah, you guys complained that there's too much text on the card, so we removed exactly half of the text, like the part that follows the colon or the semicolon.
We took the confusing part off of the card and just left you with the card, the art.
Yeah, yeah. So this one to me is 2,000 life points out of 10.
Yeah, it's a minus 2,000 out of 10 for me.
All right, here we go. Next one is not even a spell. This is not the color of spells, and the symbol up top is a Millennium Shield. It's an armor card. Okay, so Armor Blast, an armor card that says this card's activation and effect cannot be negated, but it has no effect. So you can activate it and it won't be negated. And I'm gonna guess that 100 at the bottom is added to something, and that must be the effect. I'm not familiar with armor cards. I don't know how they work.
It's the new it's the new thing. You play armor cards, and it's like a field spell that gives you that defense, and then whenever your opponent attacks you directly, that's how many times they have to attack you for them to do damage.
100?
Yeah, they have to do 100 consecutive attacks to deal damage to you.
Damn.
Konami be broken with this armor. It's like an emblem in Magic.
Yeah, it's like an emblem in Magic is something that crossed my mind too.
You're not allowed to play them in Yu-Gi-Oh though.
It's got a Warrior Digrapher on it.
It has armor on it too.
Yeah, like Warrior Digrapher has armor, and he's on this armor card.
That makes it canonically
It makes it canonically.
I was trying to get there, but I can't words.
Yeah,
Konami is out of ideas at this point. Like that's not even a joke.
You know, just toss the Infernity Vanisher. Let's negate this entire main phase that we just had.
Konami's running out of ideas. And fucking, I do that when they came out with sous ships.
I don't know about running out of ideas, but sous ships are brilliant. I was like, I don't know whoever came up with this, but give that man a raise. We're just gonna move on to the next one. This is Sayak, the Ogdoadic King. Oh, Ogdoadic support. Interesting.
Yeah, you know the fusion archetype.
Yeah,
the
the fusion archetype Ogdoadics. That is a 3, 6, 9, 10. It's a level 10. Level 10 reptile fusion monster with 3200 attack, 2100 defense. So it's a light type. It's a reptile. And it has attack and defense. This fits the Ogdoadic archetype perfectly. Yep. If this card is special summoned, which I imagine that Fusion Summon
is special summoning, yeah.
You can target one level 4 or lower reptile monster in your graveyard. Special summon. Ooh, that's good in Ogdoadics. This card is unaffected by other monsters' effects. Okay, Ogdoadics needed that.
We're getting pretty good.
Also, your opponent cannot target reptile monsters you control with card effects. Holy shit.
That's pretty fucking good.
Once per turn during the battle phase, quick effect, you can target one reptile monster you control. Its attack and defense becomes double its current attack and defense until the end of this turn.
It's pretty good.
Suddenly, Ogdoadics have a good boss monster.
Suddenly, Snake is...
suddenly Snake Rain is gonna go up in price again.
The sun is going down. Better buy out Snake Rain.
Yeah. But buy out Snake Rain. Snake Rain, best card of the format. And this is the snake that you want with it.
See, the thing that I like about this attack boosting effect is it says current attack.
Yeah.
When most cards say original attack.
So if you boosted it already... that boost counts towards the doubling.
Unboosted, this thing is going to 6,400.
Right.
Boosted, the sky is the limit.
Yeah, you could go as high as you can possibly make it with this kid. And the fact that it gives blanket protection to all of your reptiles, which it includes itself, this thing would be insane.
Yeah, and the whole Oldotic monster plus one reptile, it's like basically generic materials for that deck.
Oh yeah, like, no, that is generic as hell.
You just have to you literally just have to put like 3 copies of polymerization in your deck, which I don't think that's too much of a detriment.
No, not really. I mean, yeah, like you could like move some text stuff around. Yeah, just add like some polys, some super polys maybe. Especially considering that, Ogdoadics are those that kind of like to be in the graveyard anyway, so the discard cost for a super poly wouldn't be so bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, this is insanely good. And on top of that, the fact that one Ogdoadic plus one reptile, super easy to make, super easy. So yeah,
I would rate this Ogopogo out of 10.
Yeah, this is Danger Ogopogo out of 10. This is a Tsuchinoko out of 10.
This would be Danger with an exclamation, not the exclamation question mark.
Yeah. All right, so we're moving on to the last one. They're both Ojama white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except they're mirrored and one's a ritual.
For some reason. Light attribute level 1, both of them 0 attack, 0 defense. The main deck one is a beast normal monster that says, he's a Jinzo in disguise, oh lord. But he's powerful enough to stop a sea monster from attack. He's also very fast. How can he know when to turn his back? This sounds to me very much like a grade schooler describing his OC. To somebody.
He's super cool. He's like a Jinzo in disguise, and he's super fast,
and he can stop a sea monster from attack.
It's like, Chuck, you lost to Sea Snurpet once, and this is what you wanna go with.
Yeah. All right. The other one.
And yeah, that's the normal. That's the normal
That's
one.
the normal one. So we're going to the ritual one now. The ritual one says, you can ritual summon this card with Ojama in the sky. Is that a card?
No,
Okay.
this is not a card.
Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the destroyed monster's original attack. Okay, that's a pretty standard effect. This card's controller takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving monsters they control, except this card instead. Okay.
Yeah,
I,
yeah. There's the confusing one that.
so if I control this card, I take any battle damage from battles involving monsters that I control. But in a game like Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's one-on-one, unless I control no monsters, literally every battle will be involving monsters I control.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So this card's controller, which would be you,
Yeah.
takes any battle damage. It has 0 attack that you would have taken.
Uh,
So the controller of the card, which is you, will take the battle damage that is involved with this card, involving a monster that they control.
okay.
Which changes it to, if you battle your own monster, you take the damage.
My brain hurts.
So if you have this and a blue eyes, and you say, my blue eyes attacks my Ochama white, you take the damage.
Uh-huh.
But if you say, my Ojama white attacks my Ojama white, you don't take this damage instead.
I feel like this is one of those inspector border effects that it requires.
You have to have you have to have a PhD to understand the level of complexity to this card's effect, because it's actually super good.
Yeah.
It's like incredibly good. It's not good. It's a horrible card.
No, this is bad. This is bad. Except for like the main deck one. The main deck one's really good. He's super fast.
Yeah, he can defeat a sea monster that from attack.
Yeah, he can defeat a sea monster, so that one's really good. But the other one, not so much. I'm not a fan of the other one. But yeah, that's the end of it. What do you guys think? Do you think that AIs know how to write Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or what do you think?
I think Evil Swarm Thanatos is by far the best card.
I 100% need Live Twin Annie Ennis and Live Twin Kisakil Hedgehog.
I was gonna ask what your favorite cards were, and then I remembered that there's like 3 Life Twin cards that I was like, he's just gonna.
Oh yeah, there was another Live Twin, wasn't there? That was a synchro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, it was a NES was a tuner.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Annie Ennis was that's right. So you can.
It was the Moon Dragon card.
It was the Moon Dragon. Yes, where was it? It was this one here. Boom, Moon Dragon Ritual. To go into Marmoset Moon Dragon.
Least favorite is definitely Watch Cat.
You know what? Least favorite for me. Shoot, I don't even know. I guess. Oh no, this one. 100% Baby Corn. That's it. To me, like every detrimental effect that thing had made me think, no, this is bad. I cannot. So that one, and I would say my favorite is definitely the Live Twin ones, but also let's see if I can find him. He was
Sakuro was pretty good.
The ritual monster that can Sakuro, the ritual monster that can bounce something
once
every
per
phase. Just absolutely excellent.
I think what we learned today is that AI should both be feared and not taken seriously.
Yeah.
Because in terms of Yukio, it does some pretty broken things, like skipping your battle phase during the damage step.
Mm-hmm.
And it does some pretty broken things, like given a level 1 10,000 attack.
Yeah, like what do you call it? AIs will undoubtedly 100%, take over one day. But, given the way that we're looking at these cards and like the things that they say, I'm like, we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
No, not yet. Like they still need a little work, a little fine tuning before they conquer mankind. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. That said, this was ridiculously fun. I mean, just reading some of these effects like had me questioning reality sometimes, and like just laughing my butt off the rest of the time. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so that now we pass it on to you, the viewer, and say, hey, thank you for tuning in. I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up. We had the Siggy Bot, we had King of Canadian Hill, we had As the Raven Dreams, we had Hair Raising Narratives, we had Pimp Demon, we had
Ravel came in for a bit.
Yeah. So, all of you guys, thank you for tuning in, for checking out our stream. And just so you know, next week we will not have a stream. This is the week that I begin moving, so...
Oh, Patience was here too. Hi, Patience.
Oh, yeah, Patience was here. I remember I saw her as she came in. So, yeah, like next week I'll be moving, so it won't be available. My computer probably be still disassembled, so I'll need to reassemble everything and set up so that I can stream again. The week that follows, we are intending on starting a Let's Play. So I got a stack of games that I haven't gotten to, and we figured, you know what? Let's do a Let's Play. So
over on the Twitters, Bard's gonna make a poll, and you gonna vote for what game you want to see Bard play on the Let's Play playthrough.
Exactly.
Starring Seraphine the Midnight Bard playing the game.
That's right. Like
you choose on Twitter.
We're gonna put a list of the games that we have to get through. Like, for example, Sonic Frontiers. I already started that one, but if you guys
Sonic 06.
Sonic 06, we can play Sonic 06. See if I can get through that. We got Katakana Wars. Learn Japanese to survive. We have Tales of Berseria. We have, what do you call it? Valkyrie Chronicles. We have Honey Pop 2. We have, let's see.
I don't think we're going to play Honey Pop on stream. I don't think that's something.
Markiplier did.
We're not quite Markiplier's guys.
I guess we're not. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Markiplier gets a special pass because he is just the best boy. But yeah, so we'll put up the list, and you guys let us know which game do you want to see us struggle through. Here's a fun fact: the harder the game is, the more hilarious it will be for you guys to watch, because I will lose my cool. So yeah, check us out on the Twitter, and if you haven't yet, please remember to sign up to subscribe to @thebattlephase on YouTube, because the time is coming when we will make our debut over there. I've already put in like the permission requests, so we're good to start live streaming over there. So it's all good. And yeah, once you join the collective, you can leave Nevermore. I'm presently in the middle of something, so hold tight while I find the stop streaming button. So many tabs open all the time. All the time.
All the time.
It's not a bad thing. It's just, sometimes you gotta like look through tabs before you can find the one that you're looking for, right? Like every now and then it's fine. Like you got like what's it called? Ways of finding out like